Vascular surgeons are among the most highly trained of all medical professionals. Protecting and mending the 60,000 miles of delicate, life-sustaining vessels is the mission of every vascular surgeon. For 35 years, the SVS Foundation has led the way in funding research, innovation, excellence, and healing in the vascular sciences.
My name's John Budrecki, and I'm 60 years old. I've been in construction for about 38 years, 39 years. About 3 or 4 years ago, I made an appointment to go see the doctor. And I remember I put down on the appointment that I feel like I'm 80 years old, and I'm only 57.
Mr. Budrecki's test showed that he had high blood sugar. He was diagnosed with diabetes and prescribed metformin. A few months later, Mr. Budrecki began to experience pain in his legs when walking. He returned to the same doctor.
I expressed to her, something's wrong. This just can't be right. Walking 3 minutes is not a great task. So why is it hurt?
Mr. Budrecki's doctor ordered a CT and found blockages in the arteries in his legs. He was then referred to a doctor in Fresno, California, 4.5 hours from his home.
I drive to Fresno and I meet with this doctor. He described to me what we were going to do. We're going to install a stent, and these stents open up your arteries, right? Fix the problem. I asked him if they ever have problems, do they fail? He said, well, after a couple of years, sometimes they fail, in which case they go in and they do a bypass. And I said, oh, okay, sounds like a piece of cake. He said, yeah, a couple hour surgery and you'll be on your way. Unfortunately, my surgery didn't go quite that well.
Mr. Budrecki's stents failed, requiring emergency intervention and surgery to attempt to save his leg. Because the stents occluded suddenly, the lower part of Mr. Budrecki's leg did not get blood circulation.
I met Mr. Budrecki in a situation that no vascular surgeon ever wants to meet a patient for the first time, when he had essentially a life and limb-threatening condition of compartment syndrome.
In 2019, Dr. O'Banion received the SVS Foundation's Community Awareness and Prevention Project grant to support her work to help improve outcomes in vascular amputees in the San Joaquin Central Valley of California through LEAP, Lower Extremity Amputation Pathway Protocol.
We took him to the operating room and did 4 compartment fasciotomies. He lives in Lone Pine, California, which is about 4.5 hours from me, and I am the closest tertiary level vascular care that he has access to. Fortunately, Dr. Misty Humphreys has a clinic out in Lone Pine.
In 2021, Dr. Humphreys was awarded a pilot project grant through the Foundation's VISTA program to support targeted outreach in vascular deserts to improve outcomes for chronic limb-threatening ischemia.
I met Mr. Budrecki after he was discharged from the hospital with acute limb ischemia and compartment syndrome. He really couldn't understand how he went from saying, we're just going to put some stents in and everything's going to be okay, to I can't move my foot and my leg really hurts. We built a lot of trust over the next few weeks. I discussed with him that I was communicating with Dr. O'Banion back in Fresno to work from multiple sides to help him understand really what had happened.
The first time I heard about maybe having to lose a leg, it caught me by surprise. I was kind of emotional about it. Losing your leg after you've been in construction all your life is a big deal.
Through the grants that we both have, we have programs that helped him in different ways.
Dr. Humphreys' remote clinic helped Mr. Budrecki to get the wound care he needed until he was emotionally ready for a below-knee amputation. Dr. O'Banion's LEAP program allowed him to get the exact type of care that he needed when it was time for him to undergo an amputation.
Mr. Budrecki is the perfect patient to show how 2 physicians from different cities can collaborate together through the help of the SVS Foundation to have the best outcome for a patient who is faced with such an awful situation.
I can't tell you how happy I am with the quality of care. It's painful and it's not easy to go through. Mentally, it's been a struggle for me. But everybody around me being positive helps me be positive, and the good care I'm getting helps me do my part, and I'm gonna get through this.
Mr. Budrecki is scheduled to receive his first prosthetic in June 2022.
I thank the SVS. I'm indebted to them, and so is the patient, for giving us this opportunity to care for someone who is in an underserved, underrepresented city with no access to vascular care. I hope that you'll join me in supporting the SVS Foundation.
The SVS Foundation is one of the only sources of funding dedicated to improving vascular care. Since 1987, the Foundation has awarded just under $14 million in research funding to optimize vascular health, changing the lives of the millions of people affected by vascular diseases. Your donation to the Society for Vascular Surgery Foundation supports our work to bring vascular care to those most in need. Together, we can enhance vascular health and improve patient care. Together, we will fund the future of vascular health. Make your gift today.